Welcome to Rogers Blue Jays baseball here on Sportsnet. A getaway day. The Blue Jays are heading to Chicago. They'll start up with the Cubs tomorrow in the afternoon. Day game tomorrow for the Blue Jays. The Red Sox are heading all the way to Seattle tonight. They've got a game tomorrow night out west, so it's a day game today. And John Schneider with the Blue Jays hoping to sweep a series. As Jamie mentioned, the only sweep they've had all year was in the very first series of the season. A look at the lineup here on this Thursday afternoon. Andres Jimenez is hot, 4 for 8, a double, a homer in the series, stole 3 bases yesterday. Yohendrick Pinango hitting in the cleanup spot. A lot of left-handed bats in there because a righty and a very good one, a tough one, an experienced one, a smart one. Sonny Gray is on the mound for Boston this afternoon.
Sonny Gray is 36 years old. Not a big guy out there, 5'10", 190, but he's been doing this a long time. In his 14th big league season, is a 3-time All-Star with 3 different teams. And he was traded by the Cardinals to Boston in the offseason. He has won 8 games already for the Red Sox in his 12 starts. See that ERA right around 3. Does not walk many. Just 1 run over 6 innings against the Rangers last time out. And he will use them all. 6 different pitches. He really defines the art of pitching, the way he's going to move the ball in and out, back and forth, changing speeds, up and down. That will be the challenge for Blue Jays hitters, to be on par with him this afternoon.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hitting the 2 spot today and making some friends just moments before he heads to the plate. We'll see if Vladdy can get it going here today. George Springer is leading off. Had that big moment a couple of nights ago, his 300th career home run. The weather forecast yesterday for today did not look good at all. It may not be perfect today, but it looks like there will not be any issues getting this game in. Let us hope that's the case.
My Doppler radar says we should be good, Dan.
All right.
We might have to dodge a few drops here or there, but otherwise there will be baseball.
Can play through a few drops.
Oh, absolutely.
Springer in the box, Gray on the mound. Manny Gonzalez is the home plate umpire today. And underway here at Fenway Park with the first pitch riding in high for ball 1. 93, that's about top end for Gray. The velocity is not the issue. The command and the pitch mix, the diversity of the pitches, as Joe was telling you about, he's got 6 of them. Got the call there, 1-1. You saw that little head nod from Springer. That's George maybe subconsciously saying, I'm not so sure. But as we've talked about, Springer has not been a big challenger this year. He's only challenged twice, right both times. Fouls it off, 1-2.
And as seen there, Sonny Gray will pitch inside. Doesn't have the big overpowering stuff, but when I say he will move the ball in and out, they're back-to-back sinkers inside on Springer.
Spent a little bit of time on the IL in late April, early May. Very good numbers, though, and unless the Red Sox really turn it around, one would imagine he would be a former member of the Red Sox come the trade deadline. He is in the 3rd and final year of a deal, 3 years, $75 million. But it wasn't 25, 25, 25. It's 15, 25, 35 that he's making this year. Wherever he finishes, his team will have an option on him for next year. Swing and a miss as he took something off, and a breaking ball gets Springer.
There is that slow sweeper that he will see. He will be burying those down and down and away to right-hand hitters this afternoon.
Now Guerrero. And the box score says 2 hits and 2 RBIs for Guerrero yesterday, but it still wasn't a day that he was pleased with. One of the RBIs came on a ground ball. Another came on a flare to shallow right. Did have a solid base hit through the right side as well. And he gets into this one. Deep left center, and it's gone. The first pitch that he sees here this afternoon winds up above the monster, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
I think Vladdy saw a couple of those sinkers inside on George Springer. and maybe thought Sonny Gray might try to do the same thing. It was down and in, and he cleared it out of there in a hurry.
That's what he's been waiting for. 410 feet to left center. The only question, Joe, was would it be high enough to clear the monster?
Well, that's what he does. He is a line drive hitter that on occasion will get it elevated just a bit, and he got it just enough to get over the green monster.
Jesus Sanchez hitting in the 3 spot today, playing right field. Hitting a solid 288 on the year and 357 over his last 30 games. I would imagine what he is feeling is as much relief as joy right now with the way it's been going for him. What did you like the most about the swing?
Well, I love the way he went up there with an educated approach. I'm sure there is something to that you prepare for a starting pitcher. He saw a couple of the sinkers to George, thinking he may come in, so I'll try to be quick and just pull the hands in, and that's exactly what he did.
Swing and a miss. A big cut there by Sanchez. 2-2. So for Guerrero, his 4th on the season. David Popkins is always taking notes on what he sees from his hitters. It had been 23 games without a home run for Guerrero until that one. Ground ball to first. Contreras feeds Gray for the 2nd out.
Sinker down and in. We said Sonny Gray's not an overpowering guy, so you do have a little extra time. But to get underneath that sinker, that's a very good approach, a very good swing path, because he's bearing that down, trying to get you to hit the top of the baseball into the ground.
And you could see from the flags there, maybe the wind gave it a little bit of help, but whether it did or whether it didn't, that's the kind of swing that he has been looking for, and he just got a big old bear hug from his manager, who has known him since he was about 17 years old. They all know what he's been going through. He has shown us what he's been going through, and who wouldn't be feeling what he's been feeling with the kind of struggles he's had. But we'll see what that might lead to. Yohendrick Pinyango, the batter. And I think the Scottish soccer fans are here again today, Joe. I think their team plays tomorrow night. They have been having one heck of a time here in Boston between soccer matches.
Based on some of the soccer fans we saw here last night on our way out of the ballpark, yes, they may have slept here.
And we understand certain concession stands, especially the one serving certain kinds of drinks, did robust business here over the last couple of games. 1-2 the count on Pinyango. This is his first action in the series. Neither Pinyango nor Brandon Valenzuela, who's starting today, appeared at all in the first couple of games. Gray ahead 1-2. Ripped foul into the netting up above the Red Sox dugout. And it bounced harmlessly onto the dirt. It remains 1-2 on Pinyango. I think the Sanchez and Pinyango matchups are interesting against Gray. He's down a lot, and we have seen them hit hard line drives off pitches down around the bottom of the zone. Not down there. 2-2.
Sonny Gray may force Pinyango to beat him with one of his secondary pitches. Very good fastball hitter early on in here in his young career.
Inside, and it's a full count.
Another good example. That was a sinker, but inside to the lefty. So he, again, moving it around, not afraid to pitch inside, just missing the edge.
14th year in the big leagues with the A's, Yankees, Reds, Twins, Cardinals, and now the Red Sox. And he missed inside again. Pinyango with a couple of very good takes there to work a walk.
Very mature plate appearance there by Pinyango to be able to lay off of those last couple of pitches. Not giving in to the veteran right-hander.
Hitting in the 5 spot today for the Blue Jays is Ernie Clement, looking for his first knock of the series. It's been a tough couple of games at the plate for Ernie as he lifts a high fly ball to left. Duran backing up to the edge of the track to make the catch and retire the side. But one more look going to break at the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. home run to left center. It has been a while. A feel-good moment for Guerrero. Look at the Red Sox lineup here this afternoon. This Boston team has scored only 1 run in the first 2 games of the series. They are the 2nd lowest scoring team in baseball, ahead of just the San Diego Padres. IKF, former Blue Jay, starting for the 3rd game in a row and starting at the 3rd different position. Really, the vast majority of the damage comes from the 2-3-4 hitters in Rafaela, Abreu, and Contreras. They will be a big part of the challenge today for Trey Yesavage.
9 starts for Trey this season. Walks continue to be an issue. He has given up 11 runs in his last 2 starts, 5 runs in 5+ innings against the Yankees last time out, and he walked 6. He was able to pitch around them early, but finally in the 5th inning, sac fly and a 2-run homer by Cody Bellinger eventually chased him in the 6th.
Mickey Gasper leading it off for the 2nd game in a row for the Red Sox. He's DHing today, a guy who can work a walk, as we talked about in last night's game. And that'll miss high, ball 2. So goal number 1 for Yesavage is to get back in the strike zone, or get the pitches near enough to the strike zone to get swings out of the opposing hitters. They know he's been having command problems at times recently. Swing and a miss. Gasper helped him out there, and it's 2-1. And John Schneider told us before the game that last year they didn't want to overload Yesavage with too much stuff. And listen, he was around the zone so much last year they really didn't need to. But he said he is learning much more. There's a strike, 2-2. They are trying to give him a lot more help, a lot more information, a lot more everything between starts this year than they did last year. The league has made an adjustment to him. Now it's time for him to try to make an adjustment back.
Yeah, and when you're scattering the ball, oftentimes the walks, that's just your mechanics, just to be better in the zone. You will see that when he comes up with his leg, he's got a little bit of a lean back. It leans back toward first base, and sometimes that can get a little out of hand. Sometimes, as Pete Walker told me, it's subtle, but if he can work on that, allow the arm to work out front.
Gasper pops it up. Valenzuela, a long run, and he made the catch. Boy, what a tough play that was, because Okamoto was way off the line, and Valenzuela saying, come on, man, that's your ball. But I don't know if Kaz could have gotten there, but Valenzuela did.
This is a very difficult play for a catcher. Kaz Okamoto's way over at shortstop. He's not getting to this ball. The only guy that's getting it is Valenzuela, and when you have to run that way to your left, facing the dugout, that ball's running away from you. This is a tough angle because you can't square it up. You're busy chasing after it just to get there. That's a heck of a play by a young catcher.
Now Cedar Rafaela, and he has popped it up. And it'll be Ernie Clement, the 2nd baseman, to make the catch. More smiles, 2 down.
Defensively for the Blue Jays, a couple of good plays already this afternoon. Yohendrick Pinango gets his first start of the series with a righty on the mound. Nathan Lucas back in there, this time in center. Sanchez, 2nd straight start of the series. Okamoto, Jimenez, Clement, and Guerrero left to right on the Blue Jays infield. And there is the young catcher Brendan Valenzuela getting his first start of the series.
2 down here in the bottom of the 1st, and here's Wilyer Abreu, the right fielder for the Red Sox, taking high, ball 1. Abreu went 2 for 5 in last night's game, a single and a double, having a very nice all-round season, a very good defensive player. Fastball in there, 1-1, and after the first 2 pitches to Gasper, Yesavage has been much more in and around the zone, a good early sign for him. Fastball foul back, 1-2. Oh, what a grab. Wow.
No glove. Barehanded.
Yeah.
Defense all around.
The Red Sox at 29-42 and really struggling here at home, as we've talked about. They're just 12-24 here at Fenway, the worst home record in the major leagues. Splitter and a beauty to get him. And a very nice first inning for Trey Savage as he sets down the Red Sox in order in the bottom of the first. Well, this may surprise some, but when the Blue Jays woke up this morning, they found themselves in a, if the season were to end today, a playoff spot. 36-38, and in the third wild card spot in the American League, they would be ahead of the A's by virtue of the fact they are 3-0 against them this year. The American League as a whole continues to struggle. They would not be in this kind of a position if they were in the National League, but they're in the AL, and we have talked all year long about hang around, keep your head above water, hope it gets better when guys get healthier. I think they've done that. Again, they're under 500, but they are in the third wild card spot right now. They are getting healthier. The upcoming schedule, as Nathan Lucas grounds one to first, Contreras recovers and makes the play. And the upcoming schedule, while there are some good teams, some competitive teams, none of the Giants, none of the very best teams in baseball are on the schedule coming up. I think Seattle would be probably the toughest team. But those series against the Astros and Rangers, I think, particularly interesting because those are the kinds of teams the Blue Jays could find themselves in a wild card race with later on.
The long-term goal before the All-Star break is to get over 500. That's, of course, what you want to do. But as players, as coaches, you don't want to get ahead of yourself. I think what you're focusing on is what we've seen the last 2 days. They're focusing on the task at hand today. They're just playing a much better, a different brand of baseball. They've counted on the long ball, of course, in the first game. They've got some good pitching and defense in the second game. Maybe not all of the hitting, but just enough.
Okamoto lines it hard to left. Duran will have to give chase. And Okamoto into second base with a double.
Well, Okamoto down in the lineup today, and that could be because the matchup against Sonny Gray, a lot of breaking balls down and away, but watch where this one ends up. Not down and away. He doesn't get it out there. And I think he knew right away Okamoto can handle that one, and he drills it into the corner and left.
That's his first hit of the series, and we continue to see, yes, there are a lot of strikeouts, but when he does make contact, it is good, solid, hard contact. A one-out double here in the top of the second to bring up Brandon Valenzuela. He goes after the first one and fouls it off. Alejandro Kirk starting the first couple of games as Valenzuela asked Manny Gonzalez if that would have been a called strike. Very good numbers, as you can see, in OPS almost at 800 on the year as Kirk is out of the starting lineup today. Sonny Gray, a three-time All-Star in his career and was a Cy Young Award runner-up just 3 years ago with Minnesota when he had a .279 ERA in 32 starts. This is a very good, accomplished veteran pitcher. This is his 343rd major league start. This is line to right, a base hit. Abreu's got a great arm. Okamoto running through the stop sign. The throw gets to the backstop and everybody retreats to safety. Okamoto at third and Valenzuela at first. I don't know about you, I was shocked to see him do it. It was a hard hit ball. Abreu's got a great arm, and the throw getting by the catcher allowed him to get back to third.
Well, they tried to come inside on Valenzuela again, and he clears it out of there. A very good arm on Abreu, but a short hop long behind the plate. But my goodness, as a catcher, you have to get in front of that and block it. And he's lucky the Blue Jays didn't cash in a run as that ball got by him.
Okamoto would have been out by plenty, I think, if he had kept going. So it's runners on the corners with one out for the number 9 hitter Andres Jimenez, who's had a big series. 4 hits, including a double and a home run over the last 2 nights.
I think a lot of these left-handed hitters can almost look middle in with Sonny. He'll throw a lot of the pitches, the four-seamer, the sinker, he'll cut it in there. Came back with the four-seamer again against Valenzuela, and he got him. Another one. Cutter in.
With a guy with so many pitches, do you look location more than guessing a specific pitch?
I think that's what you do against a Sonny Gray. You're not just looking fastball or just looking sweeper cut, just looking middle in. Look at the catcher. It's coming in there again.
In enough to get another foul off.
Give up the outside part of the plate early in the count. Of course, once you get deeper in the count, 2 strikes, you have to cover everything.
Well, can the Blue Jays take advantage here, cash in at least the runner at third? Less than 2 outs right now. So can Jimenez get something deep enough to the outfield to bring home Okamoto? Fouls it back. What do you think the difference is for Jimenez when he's in a groove versus when he's not in a groove? Because we have seen peaks and valleys.
Yeah, I think it's the inconsistencies of a hitter. These guys are major leaguers. Everybody here can hit. It's just there are times when they really get. I think he sells out and gets to some fastballs, and that's where we see that tremendous pop in his bat on occasion.
Takes it low. The chase a part of it too, right? Controlling the chase.
Sure, for him. And I mean, we've seen there was a stretch not long ago. Remember, we were saying teams were just going up and away, out over the plate, up and away to him. And now this is the exact opposite. Sonny Gray's mostly in and down and in. Now that's Sonny Gray's strength. So he's pitching to his strength. But that could be Jimenez's strength too.
Lays off another one down, and now it's a full count. I wouldn't think they start Valenzuela here. There's risk and reward both ways if you do or if you don't. But he is going, and it's fouled back. So they are saying they believe Jimenez could put the ball in play. They're more worried about staying out of a double play than the risk of the swing and a miss, strike him out, throw him out double play.
It's certainly a gamble, though. That's a 50-50 one for me, because you do trust Jimenez in putting the ball in play. But pretty good breaking ball too from Sonny Gray. That's his bread and butter, trying to get him to chase and or swing and miss.
If he swings and misses, the inning likely comes to an end.
Yeah.
Again, risk and reward on both sides. Not going here, and it's hit in the air to left. Duran going back onto the warning track will make the catch. Okamoto comes in to score, and Jimenez delivers with a sac fly to make it 2-0.
Some good plate appearances here early in this ball game against Sonny Gray. I go back to the Piñonga walk in the first inning, making him work. Jimenez, a good one there, eventually getting a breaking ball up in the zone that he can get up in the air to cash in the run.
Boy, what a series Jimenez is having. Okamoto contributing as well with the 1-out double. So it's 2 outs. Valenzuela still at first, and back around to the top of the order for George Springer. This one hit well to left field. Duran back, and it's going to be off the wall. Into third and being held there, Valenzuela, and then Duran had trouble with the ball for a moment, but Valenzuela had already been held at third. It's a double off the monster for Springer.
Well, George is all over this, cutter down and away, but he gets out there and covers it right up and off the green monster. Now it's a matter of Valenzuela going first to third. You don't think he's scoring on this, but because of the fumble by Duran, I think Carlos Feblis was thinking twice. Puts up the stop sign, and he's like, come on, come on. But it's a little bit too late. Certainly see what he was thinking, but it's still the right decision.
And the way the Blue Jays are having some swings at Sonny Gray, Andrew Bailey, the pitching coach, has gone to the mound for a meeting with his veteran here in the second inning. They've already got 2 runs on 4 hits, some hard hit balls, including one by that man, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., going after the first pitch he saw in the first inning and hit a home run, hitting a home run up over the green monster in left center.
And I wonder if that meeting is about the open base, not letting this guy beat you, even though it's a left-hander on deck in Sanchez, but also maybe spinning the ball a little bit more to Vladdy this at bat.
Grounded out to second and gathered in by Monasterio, who will throw out Guerrero. That'll retire the side. They leave a couple on, but they get another run and now lead 2-0.
Well, Trey Savage being his best this season will come down to his splitter. His in-zone rate with the pitch is down 12 percentage points from last season, and in turn, the swing rate, whiff rate are down as well. But he shouldn't be nervous to carry the zone with that pitch, because when batters miss it, they miss it by a lot. The average distance between bat and ball when hitters swing and miss Savage's splitter ranks 3rd in MLB among all off-speed pitches. Only Fernando Cruz and Ryan Yarbrough are generating bigger misses this season with an off-speed pitch. Just look at this one he used to strike out Wilyer Abreu at the end of the first inning, and how big that miss is. Now, we know all of this because of the extended bat tracking data that was recently released by StatCast, which shows us how over or under, or early or late a hitter is on a pitch. It also tells us that thanks to the arm side run on Savage's splitter, this is one of the better off-speed pitches in the majors at tying up hitters. It's a very effective offering. Savage just needs to throw it where it'll play best.
In the zone or close enough to the zone to get swings out of the opposition. Here's Wilson Contreras to lead it off in the bottom of the second. And Savage out in front, 0-1. Contreras having a great year, but he's had a quiet series. He is 1 for 8, but won a single, and he has struck out 6 times. You know, another thing about Savage, the Blue Jay bullpen is thin today. Bullpen game yesterday, 7 guys had to pitch. Louis Varland, Tyler Rogers, Jeff Hoffman have all pitched in each of the last 2 games. They are all likely, very likely, down today, unavailable. Braden Fisher was the opener, got 4 outs through 21 pitches. He's probably a maybe right now, but Spencer Miles threw 22 yesterday. Don't know if he would be available. You see Chad Dallas there just moving out of your screen off to the right after Savage. They've got Chad Dallas, who can give them multiple innings, just called up from Buffalo a couple of days ago. They've got Tommy Nance. They've got Mason Fluharty. Maybe Fisher, and maybe that's it. It is not a deep pen here today.
And Trey needs a good one. The Blue Jays need Trey to have a good one to get back on track and start commanding the zone a little bit better. Walks have certainly been an issue, and I think we've seen him at times really spraying the fastball. We've seen him have trouble spiking that splitter down in the dirt.
Grounded up the middle. To his right is Clement. On to Guerrero. Contreras retired. Well, a very encouraging start. 4 up and 4 down. 18 pitches, 12 strikes. You love to see it.
It's amazing how subtle things can be. We talk about it with hitters all of the time, but it's the same with pitchers. Some of the things that Dylan Cease goes through when he's locked in and perfect, or when he's fighting the zone. Same thing with Trey. Trey's got the unique delivery, and that's what makes it so difficult to repeat at times. But much better right there. You see the way he really commands, controls his body, and finishes in the direction of home plate.
The unique delivery, though, is also part of the reason for his success. Sure. And it's also, it's unique to everybody else, but to him, it's just him, right? Like, fouled off and got Valenzuela, who appears to be okay. Like, if you talk to Trey about it, and we did last year more than this year, he's like, this is just always the way that I've thrown. So it's not, you know, unique to him. And he's going to keep, they might make little tweaks here and there, but it's not like he's going to be a 3/4 arm slot guy anytime soon.
No drastic changes.
Right.
The word Pete used was subtle with that lean back, and it's just probably, you're talking like fractions of inches, but it's the difference in being able to finish in the direction of the plate much better, more effectively.
Fouled back, 1-2 on Jarren Duran. The Red Sox saw him at the end of April. He did well against them, did not allow a run in 5 1/3. About half the lineup basically has turned over. 5 of the 9 who were in that game are in this game as well. And another good split. This time he gets Duran with it for his second strikeout of the ball game.
Good way to do it against Duran with that splitter. You know you can get some chase, and this is a good one, down and away.
Strikeouts are brought to you by Subway. Get 25% off any footlong on game days. Order in the Subway app using code STRIKEOut. 2 down for a former teammate here, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. A big leg kick as always as IKF looks at a fastball for a strike. Started at second base Tuesday night, at third base last night, and at shortstop today. Way up in the air, back of first. Both Clement and Guerrero were there. Vladdy gives way. Clement makes the catch. 6 up, 6 down through 2 for Trey Savage. Canada Day is one of the biggest celebrations of the summer down at the ballpark as well. You can get first access to a limited number of outfield district tickets just for district drops and spend the day celebrating Canada at the ballpark. This is your way in. Just text Canada to 25835 to join district drops. And by the way, the opposition on Canada Day and for the 2 days immediately preceding Canada Day will be the New York Mets, which means Bo Bichette is coming back to town for a 3-game series. Bo got off to a very slow start. The last I looked a couple of days ago, he had really started heating up. Mets are having a rough year. Bichette starting to get it going. Jesus Sanchez will lift a fly ball to left center. This is carrying all the way back almost at the wall. Rafaela makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, the flag is blowing slightly out to left center field. May have gotten it up there a little bit, but Rafaela is one of the better ones in the game, and he tracks it down no problem.
Bichette, by the way, hitting .254, 8 homers, 42 RBIs. That is way up from a couple of weeks ago.
He has been hot.
Yeah. Here's Yohendrick Pinango as the sun tries to break through here at Fenway now. Pretty cloudy, lights are on, but it doesn't appear any bad weather is coming in. Joe is predicting perhaps the odd raindrop here or there, but nothing serious. You can see that flag's blowing around out there, though it is breezy. Wow, in Bo Bichette's last 6 games, he has 14 hits.
Multi-hit games and 6 straight. Couple homers.
Little pop-up off the end of the bat into shallow left, and back goes Durbin, the third baseman.
Get game-changing internet and Canada's most reliable internet. Rogers Xfinity. We got you.
2-0 Blue Jays, top 3. Dan Schulman, Joe Siddall, Arden Zwelling, and Ernie Clement, who hit a fly ball to left in the first. Managed to check the swing on that cutter that winds up outside. It's ball 1.
Ernie jumped on a first pitch, cutter up and away, and popped it up to left. His first at bat, Sonny trying to get him to do the same thing.
Chase that one, 1-1. Line drive left field right at Duran. And that'll be a 3 up, 3 down, top of the 3rd for Sonny Gray.
Well, on a night when Blue Jays pitchers stranded 13 base runners, defense in big moments was indispensable. So let's take a look at a few of the plays made in the field last night, starting with Davis Schneider, who laid out to keep this Marcelo Meyer flare from hitting grass with a runner in scoring position and 2 out in the second. Then we got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. beating Nate Eaton to first with the bases loaded and 2 out in the 5th. And finally in the 8th, Kazuma Okamoto corrals this Mickey Gasper grounder with a runner on second and 2 outs. So that's 3 inning-ending plays that stranded 5 runners in total. As Andres Jimenez told me after the game, quote, "I feel like the defense was keeping the pitching going and the pitching was leading the defense."
No question, Art, and they worked together very well. That was a sensational catch by Schneider out and left. A couple of nights ago, Miles Straw had 2 very good defensive plays. The Red Sox have stranded 13 runners in each of the first 2 games of this series. As now a fly ball to deep center off the bat of Durbin, and out in left center, Nathan Lucas has just enough room to make the catch.
Remember, it was Caleb Durbin the other night that flied out deep to center field. Miles Straub made 2 good catches on him deep out there. Trey Savage is saying, "Don't blow too much wind." Yeah, okay. I approve of that flag, just blowing enough.
7 up, 7 down now for Savage. And here's the number 8 hitter, the catcher Connor Wong. Three different catchers on this Red Sox roster. Gasper, who's DHing, Wong, who's catching, and Carlos Narvaez, who hasn't appeared yet in this series. It's just strange. We were talking before the game to come in here and look at their overall numbers, look at the lineup, and it doesn't feel like the Boston Red Sox, and it certainly doesn't to the fans here locally.
Well, especially too, we look at the top of the lineup, and of course we've talked a lot about Rafaela, Abreu, and Contreras, but in all due respect, Mickey Gasper's leading off for the Boston Red Sox. It's just not something that we have seen.
Roman Anthony's on the IL. They really miss him. Trevor Story's on the IL, but he wasn't hitting before he got hurt. Alex Bregman did not re-sign with the Red Sox. The Blue Jays will see him with the Cubs over the weekend. But every team's dealing with a little of this and a little of that, and you know, not to go all the way back to Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, but even just 2, 3, 4 years ago. And they've had their ups and downs. The Red Sox have finished last in the division 3 of the last 6 years. And are last in the division right now.
And I think they came into this season with higher expectations. They made some moves. They brought in a Sonny Gray, Contreras, brought in Ranger Suarez. They made some moves, some trades and free agent signings to get to a position where they thought they'd be competing very well in the East.
And Connor Wong goes around on a down and in 4-seamer and strikes out for out number 2.
Seems like a different spot where Trey would get swings like that. 4-seamer may have been trying to elevate it, but it's down and in. It just goes a little too far.
And maybe he's just been around the zone enough where instead of them being in take mode, they are more in swing mode right now.
You got it. Throwing strikes is imperative, especially for Trey to get those hitters in swing mode.
It's a call at the knees there. Strike 1 on Andrew Monasterio.
It's a nice job by Valenzuela down there. We've talked about his receiving all season long. Might have stolen one there.
And again.
No challenge.
And maybe number 9 hitter, nobody on base early in the game.
But this is why it still matters what you do behind the plate as a catcher. Could easily be 2-0.
And Savage strikes him out on 3 pitches, maybe with a little bit of help from his catcher. And it's 9 up, 9 down with 4 strikeouts in the early going for Savage here today. Tuesday at the ballpark has never tasted better. And June 23rd, this coming Tuesday at 4:07 p.m. is a special daytime edition of Looney Dogs Night presented by Schneider's. Get your tickets today at bluejays.com/tickets. The early start is because there's a World Cup match in Toronto that night. Top of the 4th, 2-0 Blue Jays, and Nathan Lucas to lead it off. Lucas grounded out his first time up. Lays off a pitch up and away, a ball and a strike. That series coming up next week at home is against the Houston Astros. The Blue Jays, after going to Wrigley, will come home for 10. 3 with Houston, 4 with Texas, and then 3, as we talked about, with the Mets, taking the schedule up to Canada Day. How did that happen?
Don't we do this every year? Around the middle of June? Oh my God, it's June already. Oh my goodness, it's the All-Star break. I think it's the monotony of a baseball schedule. It's every day. Basically every day for 6 months. That's why time flies.
This is game number 75. I mean, they're closing in on the midway point of the schedule already. Lucas with a fly ball to center, and Rafaela is there.
Remember that as a player, time flying through the course of a season, and I think, I don't know if you are, but I'm still the same way. I honestly don't know what day of the week it is sometimes, and I say that in all honesty because they just roll right into one another. And another game today, another game tomorrow, especially when you're in a stretch like this where the Blue Jays are playing 16 straight.
I'm just grateful to know what city I'm in most of the time.
You're grateful to know my name.
Yeah, that's right. How long have you had this job? You got to get me back to that at some point. Don't do it like let it marinate for a while. Take your time and give it back to me pretty good. There's a lot of late nights and early starts and flights and days of the week and what city are we in, but we love it all.
We need that more often so we know where we are.
Yeah. Kaz Okamoto, the batter, doubled to left and scored his first time up. Ground ball to third. Bit of a tricky hop. Durbin, a good defensive player, and makes a good play to get him 2 down.
It's a tricky hop because I think that ball had some top spin. It's a cutter from Sonny Gray, and it's out over the plate. And when Okamoto comes up and over that ball's got top spin, so he's got to back up to try to give himself a little bit of space. And you can see he gave himself just enough. Very good third baseman over there in Durbin.
The Red Sox actually excel defensively, not only at third, but in center and right as well, and overall a good defensive team. It's the hitting that has been the issue for them this year. Brandon Valenzuela, who had a line drive single off Gray in the second, fouls one back here, and it's 0-1. Valenzuela has fun playing the game. We've talked about how confident he is really from the moment we met him, from the moment he got to the big leagues. This one sky down the right field line. The wind is kind of pushing it back toward the field of play, but didn't get it all the way back. Initially it looked like that might be about 10 rows deep, but the wind is a factor today.
Well, as a catcher, you know exactly what happens in these situations. Watch the backswing from Valenzuela. It's a big swing. He just catches his glove. Now, certainly not on purpose, but as a catcher, your first reaction is to, oh, are you okay? My bad. Like that's totally an accident, but Wong is just fine.
Couple of strikes on Valenzuela. That's what you call a good take right there. That's a 2-strike pitch, and it's a knee-high breaking ball that winds up just low, and he doesn't go after it.
And again, you see where the setup was in. He's trying to go down and in right there, and he just missed out over the plate. Valenzuela cleared a fastball in last time up.
That is at the knees for strike 3 called. To retire the side. Sonny Gray now rolling. He's set down 7 in a row. More baseball tonight on Sportsnet. The red-hot New York Yankees, who just took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, they have roughed up the White Sox twice in a row. They've scored 22 runs in the first 2 games of that series. Those 2 teams will wrap it up tonight, and you can see it at 7 Eastern on Sportsnet. And Joe, they're doing this without Aaron Judge, but whether it's Bellinger, whether it's Rice, I mean, they've still got a lot of power bats. We saw that firsthand when they were in Toronto, when the Yankees, the hottest team in baseball, and now with the Rays kind of struggling a little bit lately, the Yankees have a 3.5 game lead on the Rays in the American League East.
Speaking of losing track of time, that happened fast.
It did. The Blue Jays are in third place, 10 back of the Yankees, 6.5 behind the Rays. And it's the top of the order coming up here in the fourth for the Red Sox against Trey Savage, who is 9 up, 9 down so far. And generally has not done it to Gasper, but has gotten ahead of these hitters. He has thrown a first pitch strike now with that miss to 7 of the first 10 hitters. On the corner, 1-1. Ball 2. Fastball heavy so far in this game, and maybe that's him feeling good about it. Maybe that's him looking at the Boston lineup and saying, I think my fastball can handle these guys. Well, Gasper handles this fastball, lines it into the right field corner where a fan reaches out and touches it. It'll be a double for Gasper, the first hit, the first base runner for Boston.
I think it's more of the latter, Dan. You're going after this lineup aggressively until they prove they can get to the fastball. Good swing there by the Red Sox leadoff hitter. Drilling this ball on one hop into the seats.
Leadoff double, and here's Cedar Rafaela, who shows bunt, gets it down. Okamoto barehands and makes a very good play to get him. Gasper does come to third, but Okamoto with a nice play to get the out.
Well, make no mistake, Cedar Rafaela is bunting for a base hit right here. Sure, he wants to move the runner, but he runs well. What a play by Okamoto. He has to surround this baseball, but barehands it, gets the grip. Good enough to make this strong throw. Great play again. A lot of highlights from the Blue Jays third baseman these last few days.
Boy, he got a lot on that throw. It will be scored as a sacrifice, even though, as you say, clearly Rafaela was bunting for a base hit, but that's the way they scored. Now the Blue Jays bringing the infield in here for Abreu. And a swing and a miss, 1-1.
And that to me is a good idea by Rafaela, though. You're down 2 early here. You definitely want to move that runner to try to get your team on the board. And if you put a good bunt down, maybe buy yourself an infield hit and have runners in the corners.
Check swing. The appeal didn't go. Ball 2. This is the danger part of the Red Sox lineup. Abreu the batter. Contreras is on deck.
Abreu hits a lot of balls in the air. This is a perfect sac fly candidate here. Try to prevent him from doing that.
This is in the air. It is not very deep. Lucas is coming in left center, makes the catch. Gasper will take a few steps and then retreat to third. And the crowd is booing the fact, I believe, that Gasper was not sent home on that play. The crowd is loud and in a bad mood right now here at Fenway Park.
Well, Mickey Gasper runs okay. He's not a speedster, but they're respecting the arm here of Nathan Lucas. You're going to go and then read the throw. Watch catcher Valenzuela here. Tough hop. He blocks the baseball. That's what we didn't see from the Red Sox catcher earlier in this game. You know the runner's right in front of you. He's not coming. Make sure the ball stays right there.
2 down. Infield can back up. And here's Wilson Contreras, who grounded out in the second.
A lot of that is reputation, and I think a lot of that decision had to do with Nathan Lucas in center field. He has shown he throws the ball very well.
I thought it was interesting, though, because of the wind. I think at the last second, Lucas kind of had to take a step back and reach up, so he wasn't, behind the ball coming into the infield. The wind, the result of that, but that probably impacted his throw a little bit.
Absolutely. I think because of that, that's why I thought maybe he would go right here. He just reaches back a hair, but the flip side is you've got Contreras coming up, so the last thing you want to do is get a Mickey Gasper thrown out at the plate with one of your best hitters coming to the plate.
The 1-1 swing and a miss on a slider down, 1-2. Contreras talking to himself as he digs back in. Gasper at third, 2 down. And the 1-2 pitch, he got him. Got him to chase another slider. The Red Sox struggles continue, and Yasavage pitches around a leadoff double. Strikeout number 5 today, and it is still 2-0. Are you a Rogers customer? It's Canada's winning inning. This inning, when the Blue Jays get a hit, you could win big with Rogers Beyond the Seat. 2 runs on 4 hits so far for the Blue Jays. No runs, 1 hit for the Red Sox. It'll be Andres Jimenez, George Springer, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against Sonny Gray. A really good plate appearance by Jimenez in the bottom of the second. A sac fly to the warning track and left to cash in the second run of the game. Now he hits one down to first, knocked down by Contreras. Whoa, as he and Gray hug it out at the bag. They get the out, and nobody appears to be shaken up. And Contreras just kind of walking away, like not even exchanging a smile or a word with his teammate.
What a strange play. Looked like he was going to flip it, then take it himself, and then he ran right into his pitcher. Sonny Gray does not look overly pleased with all of it.
No, I think Sonny was just looking for a little smile. And you okay? I'm okay. We know Contreras is a very intense guy. Imagine that exact play with Guerrero at first. It would have
Sonny might have been on the ground.
Yeah, that's true. But the interaction between first baseman and pitcher would have been a little bit different than that was. Here's George Springer, who wanted to see one, and he takes a strike. Springer struck out in the first and doubled in the second. Takes it down, 1-1.
Good take. That's what you have to do against Gray. Talked about this Blue Jays team trying to reduce the chase. That's a good example right there.
Grounded right out to Kiner Falefa at short, 2 down. And that'll bring out Guerrero. On the first pitch he saw in the first, in case you weren't with us, he got it all. Hit it over 400 feet to left center field. As you know, it had been a while. It still fits. And somebody in the dugout, we can't confirm who, said it still fits. As Vladdy knows better than anybody, if they get on your case, it means they love you.
That's right. We will find out who that was. We'll have to do a little deep dive investigation.
We have a guess, but we don't want to say it on the air. We'll find out and we'll tell you tomorrow.
I think that's great stuff, though. You have to be able to do that among teammates or coaches. That's that camaraderie that you have. You have to be able to laugh about it. It's a long season.
Guerrero wants to challenge this call from Manny Gonzalez.
Pitch called strike. The batter is challenging.
This closer look is brought to you by Specsavers. And it's down.
And you wonder, Dan, how much of that has to do with Valenzuela stealing a couple strikes down there. I'm sure everybody in the Blue Jays dugout eventually found out and knew that, hey, Gonzalez is calling them down there. So Vladdy right there takes the pitch. It's like, probably looked like one of those, and he was right.
The 1-1 from Gray. Got Guerrero to reach for it, and a ground ball to short. And Gray continues to roll. He's now set down 10 in a row. Well, thanks to some great work by our great crew down in the truck, we think we have solved the mystery as to who got on Vladdy's case and said, hey, that jacket still fits. Look at John Schneider, upper left of your screen. It still fits.
Uh-oh.
The skipper is busted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But as you said during the break, that speaks to their relationship and how many years they've known one another.
Absolutely. And that's a nice little support piece that Vladdy has while he's going through these struggles.
This one line to right. It's caught by Jesus Sanchez. Look at the smile on his face. He's like a 6'4" rich 10-year-old sometimes. I mean, he's got a kind of a boyish enthusiasm about him, just like Guerrero does, and he's as pleased as can be he caught that ball.
And it was a splitter. I wonder if that ball was knuckling on him a little bit, but he's able to bring it in. Can't say he doesn't have fun playing.
Jaron Duran retired. Now Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Jesus is not a great defensive outfielder, and that ball was smoked, but he made the play, and he couldn't have been happier. Just into the knees, 2-0 on IKF.
We said last night post-game, defense can be contagious, and it feels we're talking about it a lot over these last 3 days. I guarantee you the same conversation is going on in that Blue Jays dugout, and it's like, yeah, who wants the next one? Let's just keep going.
Popped up right side. Valenzuela and Guerrero, and it's Valenzuela to make the catch. 2 down.
Another nice play by the Blue Jays catcher. Now we say on this side, oftentimes he gets help from Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but again, right-handed hitter. Vladdy's playing way over there. Valenzuela knows I've got to go for it until I'm called off, and the ball kept taking him toward that Red Sox dugout, but he was tracking it and stayed with it. Much better to be more aggressive than passive.
And you know what you saw there too. Remember the Okamoto one when he caught. He gave Okamoto the business for how could you not catch that, knowing that Okamoto couldn't have. And then he and Guerrero a little playful back and forth. Like, again, Valenzuela is an outgoing, confident guy, and he's a big part of the verbal sparring that goes on with this group as well. It feels like he's been here longer than he's been here.
I think the air of confidence that he walks around with makes us feel that way too. We see him every day.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 on Durbin.
That is a great trait for a young player in this game at the big league level. Confident in his abilities.
They got him for Will Wagner, who, by the way, has been called up by San Diego and swinging the bat pretty well. That was a mid-season deal a year ago. But Valenzuela was at Double-A in the Padres system when the Blue Jays made the deal. They sent him to Buffalo Triple-A, finished the year there, and then got called up earlier this year, as you all know, when Alejandro Kirk fractured his thumb. And what a find he has been. What a deal that has been. Another pop-up. Clement backpedaling, makes the play. 3 up, 3 down for Savage in the bottom of the 5th. And an update with Jamie Campbell. Fans, as part of the 50th season celebration, a familiar face is back at the ballpark. On June 24th, the first 15,000 fans receive a vintage-style cap featuring Domer the Turtle. Buy your tickets now at bluejays.com/promotions. As you know, as we have told you, as you have been able to hear, a ton of Scottish football fans, soccer fans, are here at the ballpark. They have been for 3 days in between matches for Scotland in Foxborough nearby. And they have made their presence felt. And they've probably helped a lot of the concession owners put their kids through college here this week.
And if you haven't seen them, you've heard them.
Yes. Here's Jesus Sanchez, 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly ball. And he hits one through the right side for a leadoff base hit.
Get ready for epic action on the big screen this summer with Supergirl, starring Millie Alcock and Jason Momoa, in theaters June 26th.
Final game of this series between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. What a cool road trip. After 3 here at Fenway, the Blue Jays heading to Chicago for 3 with the Cubs starting tomorrow afternoon. And if you're wondering what the heck are they doing playing a Friday afternoon game, that's what the Cubs do at home. If you go back 40+ years, the Cubs were the last team to get lights. All of their home games used to be day games, and as part of the tradition there, they have maintained Friday home games. as the Scottish fans get a little bit noisier. So all 3 games, first pitch of all 3, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2:20 Eastern, 1:20 locally in Chicago. Bouncing ball to the right side. The only play is to first, and they just will get Piñango. Sanchez to second.
Well, there is a lot of indecisiveness around that first base bag. Contreras coming in and picking this ball, but again, he's got his pitcher covering. And it's the old "I got it, you take it," but he turns and gives the flip, and he just kind of tossed it softly. Piñango almost beat Sonny Gray to the bag.
So runner at second, 1 out. And now the second base umpire, Ron Culpa, who's the crew chief. Gray is off the mound. Where is the first base umpire? Tom Hanahan, the first base umpire, is not currently on the field. We believe he may be in the Red Sox dugout, maybe getting some eye drops. Might have had something in his eye. Yep. Maybe lost maybe the contact is stuck in there somewhere. Who knows?
Have you ever had contacts?
I am no. They are either they're too high maintenance for me or I'm too high maintenance for them. But no. Have you?
No.
No. You and I are very happy with glasses.
Yep, when needed.
No. There's Hanahan making the call. And then you can see him reaching up. So he's got something going on, but he's back on the field now and everything's all right.
Well, we talked about the wind here today, and there could be some dust flying. Maybe got a little something even before that play.
Manny Gonzalez trying to work through something behind the plate as well. It is a windy one today. Meanwhile, Sanchez is at second with 1 out for Ernie Clement. 0 for 2, trying to extend this 2-0 lead. And a ground ball in the hole at short. And where is Sanchez going? Where was Jesus Sanchez going on a ground ball hit right in front of him?
As good as the Blue Jays have been playing, pitching, defense, hitting, these are the things that will drive a manager crazy. This is the easiest read that there is in baseball. A ground ball to my right, there is nowhere to go until that ball gets past the shortstop and into left field.
And then he accelerated once he saw the shortstop had the ball. Did he not know how many outs there were?
I think he thought the throw was a little offline to the third baseman. Maybe he could slide in there and beat it, but just inexcusable on the base pass.
Takes a runner out of scoring position. So now Clement at first, 2 down, and here's Nathan Lucas.
Clement hanging pretty tight around that first base bag. Sonny Gray does a nice job of keeping runners close, and he also had a few pickoffs last season, so pretty quick.
Ernie 2 for 2 stealing bases. The Blue Jays stole 5 in last night's game. The first time they have stolen 5 in a game since 2023. 4 in an inning that matched a franchise record. John Schneider said before the game, Jimenez healthy. Varsho's legs are good this year. He'll be back soon. Springer running better now that the fractured toe is further behind him. Like, this team is never going to challenge for any kind of stolen base ground, but he'd like to see a bunch of guys with, you know, double-digit steals, 10 plus, he feels. And now Ernie's trying to go, and they throw behind him, and they get him at second. So what looked like it might have been a promising inning for the Blue Jays. They lose Sanchez at third, and then they lose Clement at second, as they guessed. And Gray guessed along with them. Canada Day is just around the corner, and you could win big with the Canada Day 50-50 jackpot from Jays Care. 3 Blue Jays fans have already become millionaires through the 50-50 this season. Head to BlueJays.com/50-50 to get your tickets now from participating provinces. So it is still 2-0 Blue Jays. This game now in the bottom of the 6th. Trey Savage has given up just 1 hit, has faced just 1 above the minimum, and we are now down to 3 umpires, Joe, at least temporarily. So obviously Tom Hanahan is trying to work through whatever's going on in that left eye of his, and Ron Kulpa is over at first. So this is more like a minor league game right now.
A little different rotation for the umpires. Did you umpire when you were a kid?
I did not.
No.
You did.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it as a teenager.
Oh, here's Hanahan.
He's back.
Clap, clap. I'm good. Bounced in. 2-2 on Wong. Savage not only has been very good, he's been efficient. He hasn't walked anybody in this game. And granted, he is facing one of the weakest offensive teams in baseball right now with the Red Sox, but he is also making his pitches, doing what he needs to do, and giving them length on a day when their bullpen is thin.
A lot of four-seam fastball splitters to the lefties, four-seam fastball sliders for the most part to the righties.
I think Pete might have just gotten something in his eye. It is windy, and clearly a number of people are getting dust and dirt blown around and in their eyes down on the field.
The dust or the wind will swoop that dust right up from the ground up toward your face, and if you get that, problems like Hanahan.
That is strike 3 called. Number 6 on the afternoon for Savage.
Nothing fancy about this pitch. It wasn't Trey's best, but it just froze Wong there. I think he's thinking maybe it's going to be up, but it just comes back down a hair. It's the slider that's got that funny movement. Arden talked about that earlier, that arm side movement.
Number 9 hitter Andrew Monasterio struck out in the 3rd. Splitter finds the outside edge. It's 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Boy, that's the good one. Really big time movement straight down. Good slider from Savage.
Popped up down the first base line. A trio of Blue Jays are there. Guerrero makes the catch.
Definitely no panic from Vladdy. He's very comfortable making this play back and to his left into foul territory. The one thing you don't want to do is crowd him. And that was the one thing I was afraid of with Sanchez coming hard, but clearly he's calling him off and he knows that he has room. Remember, we talked about the wind kind of blowing out to left center, and that probably kept that ball in play.
2 down, top of the order, Mickey Gasper, who doubled down the right field line in the 4th. Not only the only hit for the Red Sox today, the only base runner. Savage has faced 1 over the minimum to this point.
Might not get another fastball.
Good split there. 0-2.
Might not get another fastball.
This one bounced in. In the air, shallow center field. Lucas in and makes the play. 6 strong for Trey Savage. The next generation of NHL stars is ready to take center stage at the 2026 NHL Draft, and the Maple Leafs have the #1 overall pick. Tune in June 26th and 27th on Sportsnet. So here's another example of how windy it is. It is blowing here in Boston. We have seen that on a number of different occasions. It is 2-0 Blue Jays wrapping up this series, trying for their first sweep since the opening series of the season. They swept the Athletics back in late March.
Got some gale wind warnings on my phone here, Dan. Up to 60 kilometers per hour, the gusts. And that's what those trees look like.
Yep. Both starters threw 6. Clouds moving. Sonny Gray working into the 7th. Here's Nathan Lucas 0 for 2. After Lucas, it'll be Okamoto and Valenzuela. Well hit ball, right center field. And it is gone. Nathan Lucas hits it into the Red Sox bullpen. And it's 3-0.
We said earlier, I think for left-handed hitters, these Blue Jays can look middle in. Give Sonny the outside part of the plate. Nathan had gotten some four-seamers in there, some cutters up and in there a little bit. And this breaking pitch comes right back toward the inner part of the plate.
His second of the season, 392 feet.
The first pitch, he went away with the fastball, but like I said, give him that pitch. He may try to backdoor that breaking pitch, but if it comes back and you're looking middle in, that's right into your happy zone, and Nathan put it right in the Red Sox bullpen.
Now Kazuma Okamoto, who doubled and scored in the second and grounded out in the 4th. Got a breaking ball down and chopped it foul to stay alive. Takes that one, and it's 1-2. So 2 home runs here today for the Blue Jays, Guerrero and Lucas. They didn't hit any last night, but they hit 3 on Tuesday night in the opening game of this series. Big hug from his buddy Davis Schneider. And that is held on to by Wong, so Okamoto strikes out.
Nathan Lucas was 0 for 2. Sonny Gray got him twice on fastballs in the inner part of the plate and up. So you got to believe Nathan's thinking middle in most of the at-bat, and this curveball just came back toward the middle part of the plate in there, and that's right into his barrel. You game plan for a starting pitcher, and I think a lot of these left-handed Blue Jays hitters can do that. You've got to give up a little bit against a pitcher that can move the ball around as effectively as Sonny Gray.
Brandon Valenzuela had a line drive base hit in the second, called out on strikes in the 4th. Gray, like Yusavage, has been very efficient today, but the Blue Jays have nicked him for 3 runs. And Valenzuela wants to challenge.
Pitch goes straight, the batter is challenging.
And that is down.
Toronto retained their challenge.
So another successful challenge. The Blue Jays are 2 for 2. They've still got 2 remaining.
Sonny Gray throws a lot of different pitches we talked about earlier. We don't see a whole lot of changeups. Just a handful today. Located it well down there, but that's certainly not a pitch you're looking for from Gray if you're a left-handed hitter.
That'll miss in. 2-0. Or make it 3-0 rather. 3-0 is the count on Valenzuela. You think he's earned the right in the last couple of months to have a swing here?
3-0 lead in the 7th. Absolutely.
I think so too.
Think middle in. If it's in your spot, let it rip. Ooh.
You got to ask him about that tomorrow.
Oh, well, he's taking all the way, but man, if he had a green light right there, and he may have.
He may have.
I don't doubt John says go ahead. Some hitters just shy away from that. Don't necessarily want to commit 3-0. But boy, that would have been a pitch to do something with.
Had a good hack at that one. It's 3-2.
And I say that because I've always said play the scoreboard. You're up 3 runs here in the 7th. You want to take a shot 3-0. Perfect time.
Right. You're down 3. You need base runners.
That's
you don't
right.
swing.
Hitting coaches like that selective aggressiveness in the zone. Pick your spots.
And a high fly ball to right center. Rafaela, you can see, started one way. The wind takes him the other way. 2 down. Top 7 here at Fenway, and the Blue Jays have added on a run on the Nathan Lucas home run, trying to sweep a series here at Fenway. Andres Jimenez the batter. The Blue Jays went 5-2 here at Fenway Park last year. And at the moment this season they are 4-1 overall against the Red Sox. They took 2 out of 3 at Rogers Center earlier in the season. The Red Sox, Joe, are 6-16 within the division. This was a team, you talked about some of the additions in the offseason. They were kind of a trendy. I think this team is going to sneak up on people and be really good this year.
I think I was one that said it during one of the spring training broadcasts. I really felt that way. And did it ever unravel fast?
Now Jimenez wants to challenge.
Pitch call is strike. The batter to challenge.
And that will remain a strike.
Toronto have 1 challenge remaining.
Blue Jays down to 1. Sonny Gray, guys we mentioned earlier, if the Red Sox don't make a real run and get back into it, could very easily be traded. Aroldis Chapman could be traded. Jaron Duran could be traded. Garrett Whitlock could be traded. There are some pieces.
Yep. Sonny Gray would look very good at the back of a rotation for a couple of months, helping the team get to the postseason. Jaron Duran's had his struggles this year, and there is no question about that.
Chad Tracy, the interim manager, Alex Cora, and several coaches were fired back in late April. Swing and a miss. The Blue Jays, though, get a run on the Lucas homers. 7th inning stretch, and it's now 3-0. 6 Blue Jays are currently either first or second at their respective positions. So keep that momentum going and cast your vote today at bluejays.com/vote. In the first round of balloting, the results came out a few days ago. Blue Jay fans have certainly shown very well, have made their presence felt. Ernie Clement getting the most votes of any Blue Jay. Okamoto and Jimenez both getting a lot of votes. Ernie Clement leading at second base by a wide margin, and I bet you a lot of people in this ballpark wearing blue today have voted.
Keep voting, folks. Get these guys to Philly.
Bottom 7, 3-0 Blue Jays. Cedar Rafaela leading it off against Trey Yesavage, who has had a number of those low fastballs get called for strikes. Some may have been, some not. Good location by Yesavage. Good receiving from Valenzuela. And then he backs it up with a nasty slider right there, and he's out in front 0-2. I don't know that any outing as a major league starter is low stress, but by major league starter standards, this feels low stress.
It just feels like he's been in cruise control the whole way. 9 in a row he's retired now.
Until that swing by Rafaela. Over to get it, Piniango. Rafaela on his way to second. A leadoff double.
Trey is such a unique pitcher. It's because of the stuff that you don't necessarily, I mean, sure, you want to get ahead of hitters. First pitch strikes are important, and you want to make sure you're getting swing and miss, but he can be in and out, but still get people out because of the uniqueness of those pitches. Finally, the Red Sox hitter is able to get to him here, Rafaela.
Just their second hit of the ball game. And here's Wilyer Abreu, a strikeout and a fly ball to center. This is hit well foul down the right side. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You see the struggles for the Red Sox. They left 13 men on Tuesday, 13 more last night.
Trey's first strikeout today was a splitter down in the zone to Abreu. See if he doesn't go back to it.
He went to it, but Abreu wouldn't chase.
Valenzuela having a nice day behind the plate as well. A couple of those foul balls he's had to chase down, blocked a number of balls, and he's stolen some pitches at the bottom of the zone for Trey.
Line to right. Sanchez reaches up, makes the catch. Runner going. And Rafaela into third. So the Red Sox get 90 feet out of it, but Savage gets an out.
Good base running by Rafaela to react so quickly. It's a line drive. You don't have a whole lot of time. Wants to make sure he gets to third base on this with nobody out. You get your secondary lead. You're out there pretty far, but he knew right away. Get back and try to advance the 90 feet.
And now Valenzuela is on his way to the mound for a conversation with Savage. Wilson Contreras, the next hitter. Looks like the Blue Jays will play the infield back. Makes sense. You want to stay out of the beginning. You've got a 3-run lead. You'll give him a run to get another out.
Yeah, and ideally you get selfish as a pitcher right here, and as a catcher you got to be careful. You're not pitching around him by any means, but you're hoping to get a pop-up or a strikeout. Struck out Contreras already once today.
Blocked by Valenzuela. Only bounces a few feet away. Ball one.
Good speed at third base, so anything that gets away from you as a catcher, you want to keep it as close as possible. Okamoto playing deep with the right-handed, hitting Contreras at the plate. A lot of room for Rafaela to get down that third baseline.
He hit it hard, but he hit it foul. Now the 1-1. And a strike at the belt, 1-2.
That's that funky moving slider, just catches the edge of the plate up top.
The Red Sox do have both of their challenges still. Contreras did not challenge that one. Savage now ahead. Fastball grounded to short. Up with it, Jimenez. On to first in time. The Red Sox get their first run, but Savage gets the second out.
Well, Trey was not pleased with the result here. I'm not sure if he wished he threw another pitch. He threw a fastball, and it's right in the middle of the play. Watch him slap himself right there. He's ticked off. And I wonder if he's not kicking himself, saying, if I go a couple more splitters right here, I can get Contreras to chase again. And that's just getting a little bit selfish here late in the ball game because he has been so good today, trying to be perfect.
Now Jaron Duran with 2 outs and the bases empty. That Lucas home run on the top half of the inning looks a little bit bigger right now as the Red Sox get the run back. The Blue Jays still up by 2. Nobody up in the bullpen. As we told you earlier, the bullpen is very thin. We don't believe Varland, Rogers, Hoffman are available. Nance and Fluharty should be. Chad Dallas for long relief, but Yasavage has gotten past that point of the ballgame, obviously. And now he's got a comebacker. And now he's got 7 innings in the books here today, allowing just 1 run. 3-1 Blue Jays going to the 8th, and time now for a Blue Jays Central update with Jamie and Madison. Kazuma Okamoto, the club leader in both home runs and RBIs, and the Blue Jays will celebrate him on Monday, July 20th, as the first 15,000 fans of the ballpark will take home a Kaz Okamoto t-shirt. Secure your tickets at bluejays.com/promotions. Okamoto seems pleased. New pitcher Justin Slayton making his first appearance of the series here, top 8. And George Springer greets him with a base hit through the right side. Springer now 2 for 4.
George looking very different at the plate recently, and that's a good sign for the Blue Jays. Jumps on the first pitch from the relief pitcher.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. jumped on the first pitch he saw from Sonny Gray in the first and homered. He is 0 for 2 and a couple of ground balls since then, so 1 for 3 on the day. Takes one at the top of the zone, 0-1. Guerrero sends a fly ball to right field. Abreu over will make the catch. 1 down. The sound suggested he didn't quite get it where he wanted it.
Good swing. I think the path was very good, but that sinker just got in on his hands just a bit, enough to jam him.
So here is Jesus Sanchez. 1 for 3, had a base hit his last time up, and then a base running blunder. Tried to go from second to third on a ground ball to short right in front of him, and it was out easily. And I would imagine Joe is not going to be out in the field at the bottom of the 8th inning, that John Schneider is going to get some better defense out there. Now it's just a 2-run game and it's Fenway, and sometimes Schneider says, you know, given the ballpark, I want to keep my best bats in there, but you got to believe Miles Straw is coming into this game.
Wow. That was way inside. 4-seam fastball from Slayton. We've seen a couple of them up around 97 right now, trying to command, but this was way in off. Sanchez may have committed way early that he was hacking.
Slayton out in front, 0-2 now. And Sanchez with a question for Manny Gonzalez. I don't know if he thought he got quick pitched or something, but talking to the home plate umpire for a moment. Down and in with a breaking ball, 2-2.
Well, Connor Wong just picked that. He backhanded it. Didn't even slide over to block it. He just tried to pick it, and he got it. Picked it cleanly. Not easy to do.
Swung on and missed. 2 down.
From his dad. Every swing, every moment, all leading to this.
Well hit. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
This Father's Day, Jays versus Cubs on Sportsnet. Presented by Budweiser.
Two down. Here's Yohendrick Pinango, 0 for 2 with a walk. 3-1 Blue Jays top 8. And by the way, the Blue Jay bullpen is quiet. Trey Savage will come back out for the bottom of the 8th, and why wouldn't he, given how well he has pitched? 7 innings, a run on 2 hits. He's only at 85 pitches. And as we've mentioned a couple of times, the bullpen very thin today. If somebody does get up, it would likely be either Tommy Nance or Mason Fluharty. Popped up left side and headed for the seats. I'll tell you, the soccer fans have brought an energy to this ballpark that otherwise would not be here. The Red Sox have scored 2 runs in 3 days.
There has not been a lot to cheer about for the Red Sox a lot of this season. But they brought the energy.
Wow, have they ever? Up and in, 2-2. And now Wong may need a new glove. Yep.
How's that for having your backup that handy? Almost got through the seams. Might have popped a string there. That backup's never like your gamer, but it's going to have to do right now.
How often does a catcher use his backup just to make sure it's kind of sort of good?
You know, sometimes you have to use it in the bullpen or to play catch with, but if you're more of a regular catcher, you're not catching a lot of bullpen sessions, right? So you just want to make sure you use it on occasion. But in Wong's case, I'm sure he's got it to play catch with it all, but still, your gamer's your gamer for a reason. It is broken in just the way you like it.
Fouled back by Pinango. One in the first, one in the second, one in the 7th for the Blue Jays today. The Red Sox answered that run in the 7th with one in the bottom half. 3-1 here in the 8th. Pinango hits it to the opposite field. Now Duran is going back, still going, and it's off the wall. Springer is getting away. The Rafaela throw is up the line a bit, but Wong dives back and gets Springer at the plate. John Schneider looking back. Springer is walking off the field. It seems that George knows he was tagged. And there will not be a challenge. Springer is out at the plate on the double by Pinango. One more look going to break.
Well, they executed this beautifully. It's Cedon Rafaela from the center field position that picks it up, that throws a little offline, but Wong does a nice job of playing the tag.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Fenway. Blue Jays leading 3-1 here, trying to sweep a series. And again, in spite of the fact the Red Sox are struggling, this is a long-standing tradition where Sweet Carolina gets them on their feet and actually bleeds into the bottom of the 8th. And now first pitch of the inning, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has hit it out. And it is a 1-run game.
Well, I'm sure Trey just trying to get ahead with a first pitch fastball, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has not seen a fastball he doesn't like. And he's able to get this one just enough to get it up and over and keep it fair down the left field line.
So it's 3-2. Savage, the longest regular season start he had made before today, 6 2/3. He did go 7 in Game 5 of the World Series against the Dodgers. Pitching into the 8th here. And now Durbin gets one into the air, and this game is tied. From out of nowhere, the Red Sox hit back-to-back home runs.
Trey Savage has really been in cruise control all afternoon. And it's the bottom half of this Red Sox lineup that gets to him to tie it up.
And anything in the air towards left, especially with the wind blowing that way, liable to get out. Kiner Falefa and Durbin going back-to-back. It's 3-3. Nance and Fluharty both up. They barely touched him through 6. A leadoff double eventually led to a run in the 7th, and now back-to-back homers to open up the bottom of the 8th. And here's Connor Wong, who was struck out twice. A couple of defensive changes for the Blue Jays. Davis Schneider is in left. Miles Straw is in center. Nathan Lucas has moved to right. So now in a tie game, and you understand the move, obviously. You're up by 2, and you want your best defense on the field. But now Sanchez and Pinango are both out of the game. 1-2 on Wong.
That is the risk you run, but you're playing defense. You want your best defense out there, especially in the outfield, to hold on to that lead. But there is no defending the long ball, and they got to Trey twice on fastballs. He had been peppering the top of the zone with fastballs to Isaiah Kiner Falefa, and that one at the top of the zone, but it was in the strike zone. He was able to get to it.
The 2-2 bounced foul. And that one will bounce away from Valenzuela. It's full. Fluharty looks ready. Nance continues to throw. Each of them looks ready at this point. Ground ball to short. Hard hit ball. Jimenez has it. And a nice stretch from Guerrero at the other end. That's out number 1. And now here comes John Schneider. So that is going to be the end for Trey Savage, who pitched so well until this inning with the 2 home runs that tie the game at 3. Got to be a mix of emotions for Savage, I would imagine. I mean, at times he was great, and then they got him for a couple of homers, thanks his infielders, thanks his catcher. And it's on to the bullpen for Tommy Nance. Trey Savage pitches into the 8th inning, but you can see he is still stewing over what happened here this inning, giving up back-to-back home runs on fastballs to the number 6 and 7 hitters. He was great for the vast majority of the afternoon, but it's a tie game here in the bottom of the 8th. Tommy Nance is on the mound, and Andrew Monasterio is the batter. A swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
The numbers just don't look right next to Trey's name right there, because he was in cruise control all afternoon. 2 pitches and it's a tie game.
I know we've said it a couple of times, but not everybody has seen the entire game. So for people who have not, Louis Varland, Jeff Hoffman, Tyler Rogers have all pitched 2 days in a row. They would all appear to be unavailable. The Blue Jays have not used anybody 3 days in a row at any point this year. Nance and Fluharty the most available out of the bullpen. 0-2 pitch popped up. Now it's really sunny. Who sees it? Nathan Lucas does, fortunately. I don't know that Ernie Clement ever saw it, but Lucas made the play.
Well, it's been a funny day. A lot of clouds, a lot of wind, and now the sun has really peeked out, and I don't think Ernie saw this ball. When I saw he lost it, I immediately looked at Nathan Lucas in right field, and good thing that Lucas took charge right there. Ernie's lost it. But Nathan comes in. It's his ball anyway, but good thing the right fielder found it.
Yeah, the best thing you can do if you can't see the ball is let everybody know that you can't see the ball. 2 down, top of the order, Mickey Gasper, 1 for 3. 2-0. Aroldis Chapman is now up in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Has not pitched in the series, has not pitched much at all recently for Boston because they haven't had many close situations, whether it's tie games late or save situations. But he is still throwing the ball extremely well. (3-0) on Gasper. And a strike at the top of the zone, 3-1. To the left side, a diving stop by Jimenez, but no play. It'll be a base hit for Gasper. And is Jimenez okay? He reached up, the right shoulder area, something around there as he extended. And this is not good.
He's walking toward the dugout.
John Schneider, Jose Menestral out to look at him.
You don't often see the player walk toward the manager and the athletic trainer. Wonder if Andres felt something on that dive. Made a heck of a stop just to get there. Right there, you can see he's favoring it. It's the right arm that he kind of landed on that side.
Looks like he's going to stay.
Like to see him
throw
the ball. Yeah.
This will be the test. Only he knows how he's feeling. You'd like to see him unload one to first too. He's making a much shorter throw with Clement, but he has convinced them that he can stay. So the go-ahead run is at first. Nate Eaton is pinch running now for Gasper. And the batter is Cedar Rafaela. 1 for 2, doubled and scored in the 7th. Also has a sacrifice today. There he goes, and a swing and a miss. No throw from Valenzuela, and Valenzuela got hit by the backswing.
Dead ball.
It is being called an inadvertent backswing, so the runner is being sent back. There's no out on the play. An inadvertent backswing is the judgment of the home plate umpire, and the runner just has to go back.
And Valenzuela really felt it. Went right to the ground. He's coming out of there to try to make a quick throw, and that clipped him right on the left shoulder. It's a good job by the umpire, Manny Gonzalez, to be all over that. Not all umpires will see that. You might not get the call.
Over to 1 the count. Eaton the lead again. He wanted to go. He just couldn't get his timing down because Nance maybe held the ball a little bit longer. He was stutter stepping but didn't go, and now it's 0-2.
Tommy Nance can be a little slow to the plate, so Eaton's trying to take advantage of that.
There he goes. Fouled off. So just to back up, if it was deemed by Manny Gonzalez to be interference on the hitter, then the hitter is out. Or the runner is out, I guess. The runner is out.
Well, the
hitter is out.
And the runner goes back.
The hitter is out, and it would have been the third out of the inning. But because it's an inadvertent backswing, not interference, it's just a dead ball. Runner has to go back. More information from the Red Sox first base coach, Pablo Cabrera. Nance has tried to work on his tempo. The Blue Jays have asked him to try to speed up his move to the plate, same as they had with Jeff Hoffman, and try to counter the running game. Eaton going again. He got a big jump. Valenzuela's throw not in time.
Well, he could fly. It was just a matter of when he was going to go to get this base, but now it's just up to Nance with 2 outs to get the hitter. Keep this thing tied.
Ahead 1-2 on Rafaela, who bounces it foul over near the Blue Jays dugout. Three tie, bottom 8, after the Blue Jays led 3-0. Ground ball to third. Okamoto slings it across to Guerrero just in time. Chad Tracy's got his right arm extended, hand up. There will be no challenge, and the inning is now over. Tied at 3 going to the 9th. Tomorrow, the Blue Jays will open up a series at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Kevin Gausman will get the start for the Blue Jays. Pete Crow, Armstrong, and company. A lot of talent, but some ups and downs for the Cubs. More downs than ups recently. Blue Jays Central at 1:30 Eastern Time. First pitch at 2:20 Eastern Time. Again, Friday home games or day games on the north side of Chicago. Tied at 3, top 9, and here's the guy the Blue Jays didn't want to see, Aroldis Chapman, making his first appearance of the series as he starts Ernie Clement with a strike, and Ernie wants to challenge.
Pitch goes right, the batter is challenging.
And that'll remain a strike.
Toronto doesn't have any challenge remain.
So the Blue Jays are out of challenges. If this game goes extras, they would get one back in the 10th, but they are out of challenges for the duration of the 9th inning, top and bottom. Chapman has been great this year, but as we mentioned, hasn't pitched much at all, especially recently. He's had 3 appearances, this being the 3rd in the month of June, because they just haven't had many closer type situations. This might work out very nicely. It does.
Take it. Ernie will take it. Chapman's got 2 fastballs, both in the upper 90s, the 4-seam fastball and the sinker. He'll use that splitter to righties, and that's what Ernie got, and he just chipped it down the third base line. Couldn't have rolled it out there any better. Got their leadoff man on.
And now Nathan Lucas steps in, left on left against Chapman. He shows bunt, pops it up, and it's caught by Wong, the catcher, for the out.
Well, as a left-handed batter, it's a tough task either way. It's tough to hit Aroldis Chapman, and it's got to be very tough to get a bunt down. You see Nate not really in there to stick his nose in there against a guy that can touch triple digits.
Clement still at first, 1 out, and now Kaz Okamoto, and we all know Okamoto has done very well against fastballs this year. Chapman, though, not purely a fastball guy. He used to be four-seamer slider for years, but he's got a two-seamer now that he actually throws more than the four-seamer, and he's got a splitter. He's had it for a few years, throws it about 10% of the time. The 0-1. Called strike 2. That was 97. Chapman averages around 98 with his two-seamer, around 97 with his four-seamer.
If you guess right, you can run on him. He's long to the plate for that leg kick.
This is hit down the right field line. Abreu over and won't have a play. He was battling the wall and the warning track and the sun and the wind. There was a lot going on there.
And the pesky pole was not far away. That's the unique part of Fenway Park here in right field. That wall really bends in and around.
It's only 302 to the pole. It gets deep in a hurry, but it's only 302 to the pole. Now swing and a miss. 2 down. Clement still at first, and here's Brandon Valenzuela turning around to bat from the right side with Chapman on the mound. Strike 1 called to Valenzuela. Alejandro Kirk is out on deck in Andres Jimenez's spot. And whether this is Chapman related or injury related or a combination of the two, we don't know. Clement the lead. And Valenzuela, a huge swing at that one, and he fouled it back. 1-2. He got 99 up in the zone, and he was looking to do damage.
He is trying to stay short and quick to that one. Pretty good swing on it.
Off another. That's 100 from Chapman. Amazing he's still got this velocity. He's 38 years old and in his 17th year in the big leagues. People around the team will tell you the workout regimen is exceptional. He's the guy you walk by and you go, man, that's a big guy.
For a pitcher.
Yeah. He checked it. He did. 2-2. Inside at the knees, it's full. And now that means Clement gets a bit of a head start over at first. It looks like Contreras is still going to hold him on to the bag. The 3-2. Pops straight up. Wong finds it and can't make the catch. The wind took it up the third baseline. Durbin didn't come far enough down to help him, and the Blue Jays catch a break.
Well, the one thing you want to do when you are a young player, you learn first thing when you get to the ballpark, see what the flags are doing. You have to know this for pop-up. So as a catcher, as soon as this ball goes up, you think it's right above you, but you got to know what it's doing. We've talked about the wind all day long. When you're down at field level, you have to play that and head in that direction.
So now again the 3-2. And he fouls it back. Getting a piece of 100. Boy, that's got to drive Chad Tracy nuts because Durbin never came in, like was never on a full run in, just in case the catcher needed help.
It's such a tough play for the catcher with the wind that we're experiencing today. But you have to play that wind.
3-2 again. High in the air to left field. This is off the wall. Clement is in to score. Brandon Valenzuela has given the Blue Jays the lead.
What an at-bat by Brandon Valenzuela. Facing high 90s and triple digits fastballs, he never backed down. Got a lot of good swings off in that whole at-bat, and this is a sinker on the inside part of the plate. He didn't square it up, but he got it up high into the air and let the wind play. And it went high off the monster.
And the Blue Jays have taken the lead. Now Jimenez is coming back out. So they were using Kirk to hit for him, not because of the shoulder injury, because of the matchup against Chapman. But now that they've got the lead, they want to keep Jimenez in there. But there is a strike on the count. They took too long getting Kirk back and then getting Jimenez out. So it is 0-1 on the count. Swung on and missed, now 0-2.
He might be nursing that swing now too with that right shoulder.
Boy, if he could find a way to just kind of fillet one into left field. What an at bat by Valenzuela, and how costly was the drop pop-up, obviously. They make the catch, they don't score, and the Red Sox are coming up trying to win it. That's kind of the way the Boston season has been going.
In a nutshell, right?
0-2. Popped up. Monasterio backpedaling will make the catch. That'll retire the side. But one of the best at bats maybe of the season by any Blue Jay. Brandon Valenzuela fighting off pitch after pitch. The wind may have helped. He got it off the monster. The run scores, and they take a one-run lead to the bottom of the ninth. You're watching Rogers Blue Jays baseball on Sportsnet, and how about that at bat from Brandon Valenzuela? 9 pitches, all fastballs, several of them at 100 miles an hour. Kept fouling them off, got a ball in the air, 51-degree launch angle, hit it off the monster for a double, and a huge congrats for him as he got back into the dugout. So it's 4-3. They have the lead. They need 3 more outs. Here's Mason Fluharty to face 3-4-5, beginning with Wilson Abreu. Abreu, Contreras, Duran. So lefty, righty, lefty. Fluharty, 1 career save. You may remember it. Dodger Stadium last year, getting Ohtani and Betts for the last 2 outs. A fly ball to right center. The sun is an issue. It's Straw to make the catch. Boy, this game's had a little bit of everything, hasn't it?
Well, I think a lot of it's happened most recently. We talked about Trey Savage being in cruise control through those 7 innings, and in a matter of a couple of minutes, it was a tie ball game after 2 home runs by the Red Sox, and it's been all excitement since.
1 down, and here's Contreras. Mason Fluharty struck him out last night. Ground ball. Okamoto. 2 down.
Mason has talked so much about that new little changeup that he throws. It's a weapon for right-handed hitters primarily. I talked to him about it earlier this week because of the one he threw to Bellinger, the Dodgers, the left-handed hitter, but he gets a big out there on it.
So 2 down in the bottom of the 9th, and now Jarren Duran 0 for 3. Strike 1 called. Seven and a third from Savage. 2 outs from Nance. Fluharty trying to pick up a save here today. And this is popped up. And Okamoto is there, and the Blue Jays will win it and sweep the series. The second career big league save for Mason Fluharty. Home runs earlier in the game for Guerrero and Lucas. And just an outstanding at bat for Brandon Valenzuela to drive in the go-ahead and eventual winning run.
Well, Trey Savage led the way going into the 8th inning on a day that he needed to get right, and his team needed him to go deep with a very thin bullpen. But what an at-bat by Brandon Valenzuela against Aroldis Chapman. The ball he hit was 100 miles per hour on the inside corner. He kept battling, fouling pitches off, and he got one up into the breeze, enough to get up high off the Green Monster.
Their second sweep of the season, their first one since the opening series of the season. They're back within 1 game of 500 and taking some nice momentum to Wrigley Field. It is time now for Blue Jays Central. Once again, here are Jamie and Madison.
Tyler Heineman. And what caught your attention about that at bat, beyond the fact that it should have